Hi guys, welcome back to my Safe Space Kitchen. So today I'm going to be making Koose, but I will be making it in two different versions. So I'll be making the baked Koose and the fried Koose. Koose is very popular in Ghana, West Africa. I know it's quite popular in other countries as well. I know Nigerians have the Akara and Haitians have it too. A lot of countries have Koose, and so today I will be sharing how I make my Koose, but it's going to be the Ghana version. So if you want to learn how to make this, stay tuned. So the main ingredient in Koose is beans, and this is black eyed peas. So all that I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to go ahead and soak these beans. Now I prefer to soak my beans overnight, but when I don't have time, I don't bother. I just soak it for about 2 to 3 hours, and it should be fine, right? We soak it because we want it to be softer so that we can blend it, and so that's all that I'm doing here. My beans have been soaking for about 4 hours, and that's all the time I have today, and that's totally fine. So here I have my onions. I also have my scallions, the very bottom of my scallions, and my chili pepper, habanero, whatever pepper you have. I also have some eggs. This will be used to bake the Koose that's going to be going in the oven. I also have my chopped scallions, some salt, and some all-purpose seasoning to taste. So I went ahead and I washed my beans and I strained it. So all that I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to go ahead and blend it. I will be blending this with my onions and my pepper. So when blending your beans, add as little water as possible. You can add more water as you continue to blend, but if you add too much water, you might ruin the texture. And so I add, as I continue to blend, it's a little bit difficult. If you don't have a good blender, you want to make sure you soak your beans. If not, achieving that good texture might not be possible. You would be forced to add more water, and you don't want to do that. So, just give it time to soak if you don't have a good, my blender is pretty good, so I can get away with it, right? So this is it right here. It is completely blended, and this is the texture that I want, so I am done. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I mean by the texture like that. You don't want to runny beans because that would not work. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and then we're gonna go ahead and proceed with the rest. So I went ahead and transferred my beans into a bowl. To this, I will be adding my salt and my all-purpose seasoning, and I'm gonna go ahead and whisk this with my hand mixer. If you don't have a hand mixer and you have a regular hand whisk, just go ahead and use that. If not, use a wooden spoon. Just the goal is to try to incorporate a lot of air into your beans so that when you're frying it, it fries really well and beautifully, right? And so that's all that I was doing there. So now, as you can see, I've been able to add a little bit of air into my beans, and it is perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and separate my beans into two. Remember, we're baking and frying, so I have to separate it in order to be able to do what I have to do before it goes into the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and separate it, and then we're going to proceed. So with these beans, I'm going to be adding my eggs. So because we separated the beans, I'm only going to be using 3 eggs. But if you choose to if you choose to bake all of your Koose, then you have to add more eggs. So you will have to add 3 more eggs, to your beans. So that's all I'm doing here. I'm adding my eggs, and I'm whisking it in, to give it volume. The goal of the eggs is to give it volume. If you don't add eggs, it's gonna fall flat, and it's gonna be too dense and very chewy. It's not good, trust me. So here I'm just spraying my muffin pan muffin pan, cupcake tins, whatever you call it, and I'm just scooping my beans into my muffin pan. And once that's done, I go ahead and I top it off with my scallions, and it will be ready to be baked at 350 in my oven until it's done. So I do my toothpick check, and if it comes out clean, then that's done. Or you can just time it for about 45 minutes and it should be good. Okay, so that's all I'm doing here. Once it's done, it goes in the oven, and then we just forget about it and just move on to fry our the rest of our beans. So with the rest of my beans, I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of my scallions. Y'all know when you buy Koose in Ghana, there is no scallions in it. This is just a fancy way that we do it here, just to give it a little crunch, right? So that's all that is. So with this, I'm gonna go ahead and start frying. So once your oil heats up, just scoop your beans into the oil. Now, a good indication that your beans is ready to be fried is that once you scoop it and you put it in the oil, it bounces right up, right? So it will float. If it doesn't float, it's wrong. You have to go back and continue to whip it to make sure that there's air incorporated, because if it doesn't float, you're basically gonna be chewing oil. Like, you're just gonna might as well just drink your oil. I'm kidding. But just go back and whisk it, okay? Just go back and whisk it, because it doesn't look pretty when it's not fried right. And that's all I'm trying to say, okay? So yeah. So here I just use a skewer, like a skewer for kebabs, and that's all I use to give it a flip here and there to make sure it's cooking nicely. And that's all I'm gonna be doing. As you can see, it is, it's cooked perfectly, and so that's all I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna keep repeating this until I ran out of all of my beans.
Safe Space Kitchenette, make room at the table. Make room. Safe Space Kitchenette, it's trending already.
Ghanaian flavors,
Safe Space,
sprinkled with American goodness.
Safe Space, with no one and only entrepreneur.
With Afia.
So after 45 minutes of baking, my Koose muffins are done, and look at how pretty that look. My pan is a little tilted because it was hot. You guys, this recording thing is no joke, but I'm really trying, so bear with me, okay? Thank you, I appreciate that. But anyway, this is how my Koose is looking, and look at how pretty that is. It is perfect. So I'm gonna let it cool for a little bit, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like on the inside. So here my Koose has cooled a little bit, and this is my fried Koose, and as you can see, it is nice and fluffy on the inside. There's a lot of texture to it, right? We na Ghana ni beka say aduane inside when you be chewy kama. And that's the same thing with my baked one. Look at that. Look at how nice it is on the inside. And you get a little bit of crunchiness on the outside also, so it is perfect. Okay, so yeah, you guys, Koose is very popular in Ghana. We normally eat it as breakfast with our cocoa, and cocoa is what you see here. It is spicy millet porridge. If you haven't seen my video, I have a video showing a detailed version of how to make cocoa at home. So yes, we pair it with cocoa. I know other countries pair it with different things, but in Ghana we pair it with cocoa, and it is perfect. So yes, this is the end of this video, you guys. Thank you guys for watching my video. I really appreciate you guys. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss another video. To my old subscribers, thank you all so much for sticking out with me. We are making progress every day, and I am so grateful for you. Thank you guys for watching this video today. Until next time, you guys, I will see you in my next video.